What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the next episode of the HMA Fantasy Wrestling Podcast. This is episode number 33, coming at you with our first semifinal matchup of our NCAA champion duels. And I'm excited to get into this stuff today, guys. Joined by the regular crew, and we're stoked to get talking. We're excited to be joined by the regular crew because a lot of them just choose to take the day off, whenever they want.
I knew it was coming.
Some of them for
All
good
right,
reasons.
bust my balls.
Some of them are college coaches and have meetings and, actual job related things. And then there's Jack that just likes to sleep. So
Hey, I'm honest at least. That's probably lying over there. He's sleeping in too.
even if he's lying, at least there was communication.
Dude, I honestly had no
communicated a lot. No.
Yeah.
I would have been there if I knew.
Yeah. Just lost track of his days, apparently.
Dude, I swear I did.
All right.
What happens when he gets out to New York, man? You don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I'm changing already. I'm just gonna be a different person soon.
Yeah, the New Yorker. Earl, how you doing today?
Doing great. Had a little block party in my cul-de-sac last night. A lot of fun. Kids running around, illegal fireworks, all kinds of good stuff.
Earl, did you look for the ugliest T-shirt that you had to wear today?
It's getting intense.
He dug it out from the bottom of the freaking drawer.
It's getting intense. We're getting down to the nitty gritty today. So we're
right.
head to head.
Okay.
There's no collusion, Jacob. No collusion.
No collusion.
See, that's proof.
Well, there might be collusion. It just might be two different people because I have a new wallpaper on my phone, Jack. I don't know if you can see
I
it.
can't see it, but I know what it is.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Why?
Wow. These two have been scheming, huh?
This is collusion.
Complete coincidence, but what's the guy's name? Ross. I forget his last name. On Twitter, been coming out with all the cool singlet edits, and I've been just kind of rolling through those, putting different ones up, and he came out with a couple of USA ones yesterday, and I just love that singlet,
Dude,
man. Sorry, Jack. It's cool as crap.
Virginia Tech has some sick gear.
They do.
Really cool stuff. When they go to nationals, they get Air Maxes and their own customized shoe. Yeah, dude, they get geared up for sure. It's really cool. I'll give it to them.
Awesome.
Well, we know where all the money in Virginia is going, I guess.
Yeah. Well, did you see what who posted it? Spay posted on his Twitter, the difference between their baseball, how much schools put into baseball and how much schools put into wrestling, and they subtracted it. Virginia was second, and Virginia Tech was in the top 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a $3 million difference for Virginia.
Really?
Wow, that's a big difference.
Let's go look at that.
Granted, our baseball team used to be really good. They suck now. We live next to some baseball players. These dudes partied every single night. I swear. Every single night you'd hear them, doosh, 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 doosh. You're like, wow, how are you doing this? You guys are machines. My buddy lived right next to him, and so he would go to bed with it just blaring, and he'd get so pissed. It was Jay, ILO, and he'd knock on their door every single night being like, hey, y'all got to turn the music off. It's good. I like it, but you got to stop. And eventually he got so annoyed that he called the cops on him and just started calling the cops on him over and over again until they stopped.
Wow. That's funny.
Yeah. You goob.
Yeah. I think it's cool to as somebody who didn't play college sports, if you go into Georgia, football is a religion. Those dudes, you might as well be walking around campus with NFL players and it's crazy. But I think it's really cool to see the differences between players. You're saying the baseball players are bumping or whatever. Just even the differences between some of the guys. I rode a bus every single day for 2 years with Sonny Michelle. And just the most down to earth, nice dude in the world. He's running back for the Patriots. It's crazy. Nick Chubb was always walking around by himself, just normal guy. And then guys like Justin Fields, Jacob Eason, those guys are like getting like the athletic staff is like carting them around in like a golf cart with a posse. It's ridiculous to watch. So
Yeah.
I just think it's funny to like see how different people are, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to college to play baseball, and I can kind of vouch for what you're saying, Jack.
It's crazy, man. Even during their season, it's like
Yeah.
every single night. And these guys are like the 3, 4, 5 hitters and like one of the starting pitchers. And it's like, no wonder y'all are just terrible right now. Y'all are leaders doing this crap. I don't know. Whatever works for you.
Hey, they
Whatever
only
works
got to
for you.
hit the ball like once out of freaking 5 tries at bat, and they're considered doing all right.
Yeah,
for
something
real.
like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess your basketball team's doing all right. So I wonder what they're doing.
Yeah. I lived with Mamadi Diakite. He was like one of the star guys for a summer. He was a pretty cool guy. I liked him a lot. But he had to
Yeah.
have a custom made bed, and it was like it was like a top bunk, and so it was touching the ceiling pretty much. And he like hopped in there and it was fine. But me, I'm like 5'4". I had to like crawl in there. It was like difficult going to bed every night. It was ridiculous. He was like just jumping in and it was fine. He's 6'10", 6'11", and I'm like crawling into bed. It was so funny, man. We were a crew. We were a crew for sure.
6'10", and then you got little Jack.
5'5" on a good day.
Oh man.
You have to be careful walking around your apartment with some dude that's 6'10". If you're 5'5", your head might end up in a weird place. You bump into each other around the corner.
I'm like, I walked in on the first day, and I'm like fresh out of high school. Just didn't know what to expect. Thought I had my own room, and I walk in, and there's these size like 15 or 16 shoes on the ground, and I'm like, what the heck is this? They didn't get my shoe size right. Like this is mine. And sure enough, it was Mom, and he's a real good dude. But yeah.
That's funny. So did you guys see, or we talked a little bit about Sebastian Rivera, obviously last time. What are you guys' thoughts on his move? Me and Earl kind of talked about it a little bit already.
Yeah, I think everybody knew it was coming. At Big Ten's, what's his name, Scott Del Vecchio, like said something on the award stand to Rivera about like coming home after and when's he gonna tell everybody and stuff like that. So I think it's something that was in the works for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think as long as you're happy, it really helps your wrestling.
Yeah,
And
and he
whatever.
graduated, so it's like
It's not that big of a deal. It's not like he's like betraying them.
Yeah, for sure. Like people have all their, different viewpoints on transferring. Like, I mean, I think do whatever is best for you, makes you happy. I especially think it's like, the graduate transfer is definitely like a thing that's perfectly fine. Like nobody should be upset about anybody for leaving for grad school because it's, you shouldn't have to stick around at that same school for a graduate program, especially if they don't have that program that you're wanting or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like when
I
I was
know.
at,
Oh,
go
sorry.
ahead.
I was gonna talk about like I know my brother especially is like when McKenna transferred from Stanford to Ohio State. Had he graduated from Stanford yet, or did he have 2 years?
No.
See, he was like, what's he doing? Like Stanford degree versus Ohio. Like Ohio State's a great school, but Stanford, like you're gonna leave Stanford, really? So like I can see how some of those can catch hate.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it just all depends on the situation too for the guy, I don't know. You got to find your right fit. But yeah, I would have a hard time passing up a Stanford degree for a lot of other ones. But
Yeah.
but I'm not in that situation. So
Seth, you mentioned Scott Del Vecchio. I got a funny story about him. I interviewed him after he won in the round of 12. I think it was
DeSanto.
2000. Yeah,
That match
and,
that was crazy.
Yeah. So I just asked him, what happened or something, and he said, I took him down, I broke him, and then I danced on him in that order. And he may have had like an F-bomb thrown in there.
Oh yeah.
It was priceless.
Yeah, I could not believe that they hit DeSanto with like 3 stall calls in the last like 30 seconds or something crazy.
yeah, that was wild. Also, saw with the Sebastian interview on Flow that they asked him about, 57 kg for the Olympics and all that. And he said, nope, I'm not doing it. So how does that work? Like I guess he qualified 57 kg for Puerto Rico for the Olympics, but if he goes 65, then they're not.
I'm
He
guessing that
he
it's
didn't
just
qualify the weight.
he didn't qualify the weight for the Olympics. He was the Puerto Rico rep though.
Okay. All right.
And
That's what it was.
I'm assuming it's fairly easy to be the Puerto Rico rep, so I think he's probably not worried about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But he should
else?
definitely try and get like a wrestle off with the 65 guy.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure I know that Jose Rodriguez is there. I don't know if he's the guy though.
Mm-hmm. He's
Yeah.
up at 65 kilos.
Yeah, he got big.
Yeah, he was a little guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's interesting. So they announced that probably there's for sure a U23 and juniors, and then possibly a senior world championship in Belgrade. Is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Serbia. I'm interested to see how they do it, like how are they going to do the trials? How are they going to qualify each guy? Because they got to do it kind of soon and they got to pick a good location. I think it's better to just just tell everyone that it's going to be this weekend and we're going to pick the spot maybe, because like right now with Flow in Texas is going so downhill. We don't know if it's going to happen, but be ready to get a ticket. This is the week. We're going to pick like the lowest case place and that's where it's going to happen. We're going to do it
Yeah,
there.
we should freaking go fly to a private little island or something.
Surprise everyone.
So I'm wondering with you guys obviously going, through the trials and all that kind of stuff, would you want it to be like as close to the championships as possible? Like say the championships are for sure happening, mid-December. Would you want it to be like the first week of December, like just so we make sure we get as far past Corona as we can, or is that just too bad and you want to make sure you can get it as far out as possible?
I think it depends on like how they do the trials. Like, are they going to do an open into the trials?
Yeah,
or are they
like
just gonna do
because
like a
exactly
U20?
that's exactly what I was, because usually there's a process, right, to even qualify for the world team trials. Like usually the world team trials ends up being like 8 guys, and they qualified throughout the year. So it'll be interesting. Like, are they just gonna have one massive world team trials where anybody freaking can show up from anywhere, no matter their credentials, or are they gonna try to do a U.S. Open and then a trials? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, because if you're going to do a U.S. Open and then a trials, it's going to start early November. They usually do like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. But then they usually do a training camp too, How's that going to work?
I would think with everything going on that they would I would think it'd just be easier just to do one tournament. So do like an open trials tournament and then world championships. Like I think trying to push in 2 tournaments in this like wild time where you don't even know if you could do one would be crazy. So I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah. I'm excited though. I think it'll be super awesome just to at least have something. But
yeah, I know, right? It's like, even if it doesn't happen, it's something to train for. For a while, it was hard for me to train because I was like, I don't even know when the next time I'm going to wrestle is, Like, when is wrestling going to happen again? And so it was kind of put me down a little bit. And, Jacob tried to hook me up with a match. We'll see how that goes.
I tried my best, man.
We'll see what happens.
I put it out there. Well, I saw RBY, he tweeted out something about wanting to wrestle. And I was like, I know a guy. I got one for you.
Heck yeah.
And he like immediately DM'd me and was like, dude, I'm down. I was like, okay, cool. And so like you text too. And I was like, all right, I shot it to CP. I was like, both these guys are in. Like, I don't know if you guys are looking for a match or if you're just set or what, but they're in. And he texted me back and was like, yeah, that'd be really cool. But, obviously the chances of Kale saying yes are probably not that high. And then, RBY texted me like a couple hours later and was like, yeah, talk to my coaches. It's all good with them. We're just waiting on compliance. It's like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
So we're already past coaches. Oh, that's crazy.
I think that we'll find out within the next couple of days, just like July 4th coming up. They're probably not thinking too much. And man, I don't know. I want it to happen real bad. You
Mhm.
know, I want it to happen real bad.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Well, wait, 61 then?
Well, so in the contract, it was like 65 kilos. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all right, whatever. I'll just show up and wrestle. I don't have to lose anything. And he was like, let's go 137. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Because by then, like in shape, usually in shape, I'm like 30, 35 to 38. So
Yeah.
anywhere in there. So I think we're going to like verbally say, let's go 137.
But it'll still be 65 in the contract, or
Yeah, I mean, why even write up a new contract? I already signed it. I'm ready
Yeah.
to go. They said if RBY can't wrestle, they'll get someone else. So I just hope that it's soon because I don't want anyone to like take it within a week's notice, like Masvidal, because I don't know how many people would do that.
Yeah. Who are like if he can't go, because that's the match I want to see. I don't know about all you guys, but I think that'd be super fun to watch.
I told him I'm tapping in if RBY doesn't show up.
There we go.
Out of shape as ever, I'll show up and I'm ready.
You can be like one of those middle school teammates who wrestle each other and just
Yeah, we
go
ain't
back.
we ain't doing the whole 137 verbal agreement. I need the whole 65 kilos at this point in time.
It's gonna jump up to 165 pounds.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. I think the guys that I would like to wrestle are obviously like I think Gilman's the first guy that comes to my mind, just because I've never felt him. I would love to feel him. I think that I match up well with him too. Gilman, I always love wrestling Darian Cruz. He's another guy that I think would be fun, but he's small, so I think I'd have to get my weight down for that one. And then the three guys that they're just constantly on my hit list, Fix, Soriano, Spencer. So any of those guys, I don't really care. I mean, preferably a 57 kilo, someone that I'm gonna go up against later, because I like getting a feel before I, actually wrestle them.
Yeah.
Anyone, I don't care.
Disrespected, bro. I ain't on your hit list.
I ain't wrestling 165-pound Seth right now.
I'll get it down, dude. I got my time.
Seth, I want to wrestle you. You're not on my hit list, though. It's a little different.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it all works out, man. I'm excited to see it happen. Hopefully Texas can get their crap together. And,
unbelievable. They're repping the state really bad right now.
Dude. Yeah. Well, it's the same. I mean, like, I'm from Georgia, and we want to go home and see family so bad, but, like, they're just wild down there. Like, nobody cares at all.
I went to a wedding down there, like, recently. No one was wearing a mask. Bars were open and full capacity.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Some homeless guy came up to me and barked in my face. And I was, like, terrified and shook. Like, honestly, bringing it back, my heart's starting to race because it scared the crap out of me. I was in Athens.
No, you really?
Some dude we were walking down the street and goes, "Bark!" And I'm like, ah.
Actually bark? I thought you meant like yelling.
No, I'm dead serious. Got like this close to my face and I was like, oh, I didn't have COVID before, I got it now.
Jeez.
So how'd you like the best college town in America?
Honestly.
Wait, you were in Madison, bro?
No.
Both of those college towns are sweet, but
I saw a list
Athens
the other
was
day.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It ain't no Charlottesville, but it's amazing.
Yeah, I loved it, man. I hated leaving, but I saw a list on Twitter or Facebook or something the other day, and it was the best college towns, and frickin' Madison was number 1 and Athens was 2. I was pissed.
Madison every year. They kill it.
Dude, they did the cadet world team camps there. It was sweet.
It's cool. It's like in between 2 lakes, and it's gorgeous.
I didn't like the black and gray mats, though, in y'all's wrestling room.
Yeah, we got those, but those are long gone.
That was brutal. I was like, holy smokes. I don't know if I could do this, especially in the cold.
Yeah, those sucked.
It's like snows everywhere, even on, like, the mats.
I got to make my way up there sometime and check it out. But
it's really cool.
Yeah, if you ever do, you got a place to stay, man.
For sure. I'll come over there and, I'll beat up on you. No problem.
Can't say the same about New York, Jacob. You don't got a place to stay.
I think Jack's just scared.
Oh yeah, constantly.
You don't want it. Don't want
I
it.
don't want it. Don't want the smoke.
Oh man, I'd be a good practice dummy. Have a good time. But
Hey, if you make your way down to Austin, I'll need a practice partner. I haven't even thought about that. I've just thought about getting there.
dude, tell me you need a practice partner and that you need somebody else, and I'll drive my ass over there and let's throw me around.
Man, I like didn't really read the contract. I was just like, let's do this.
Crazy, man. I was thoroughly reading the contract.
Dude, it's yeah, whatever. They could have thrown some
Sign away your
stuff
life,
in
dude.
there. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
By the
As long
way,
as
the
there's a match.
last fine print was, by the way, we now own you, Jack.
Honestly, it could have been in there.
Yep. It's in there. 90% of whatever Jack makes goes to Flo. So,
Right back to him.
all right, well, let's get talking about this thing so that we're not on here all day, even though I could definitely be. So this bracket, we now have the two semifinals set up, and we're going to hit that first one. The first semifinal that we're going to do today is 2005. That's the number 1 seed 2005 versus the number 4 seed 2018. So on the left side of the bracket, all the seeds held perfectly. On the right side, all hell broke loose, and we have the 2 seed in the semifinals, 2013 2 seed, but that last bottom right corner, or quarter, I don't know what the hell happened, because we have what are they, the 14 seed, I think it's blocking my thing. Yep,
14.
2004 made the semifinals. They took out the 3 seed 2014 and the 11 seed 2019. And that was a wild
team was gonna make a run.
Oh, dude, I did too. I mean, I was looking at it before. I was like, yeah, okay, this is gonna be a good one, but they got it. Nope. So whatever.
I'm glad I don't have to hear my name anymore.
Yeah. Well, we got down to the end, and it was a tie duel. So it was 16-16, and we were like, all right, we got to do our runner-up battle. We're looking through.
Y'all didn't choose me? Are you kidding me?
Earl brought it up. Earl brought it up. He goes, we could pick Jack and whoever the other guy was. And I was like, no, we can't do that. I'm going to pick against Jack.
Oh, my gosh. It would have been me versus Kyle Ott, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
that's
gosh.
right.
I would have locked it up for 2019, man.
So 2004 won 2 in the sudden victory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
They're
So
sneaking it out.
here, let me look at it. What happened was we got down to the end. Like I said, it's 16-16, and we looked through all the matches. And like whenever we do it, we try to pick the most exciting, but also like up in the air match. You know, because there's some of them that you look at and you're like, all right, one of the runner-ups was it Tyrone Lewis, and we're like, all right, pretty much whoever he's wrestling, he's probably going to beat. So like, we're not going to go with that match. We're trying to pick the ones that actually are, fair to talk about. We ended up settling on 74 with freshman Ben Askren versus junior Mark Hall. And we got that one, and we go through, and I think me and Tony picked Hall, and Earl and Greg both picked Askren. And so, yeah, we tied in the tiebreaker match. And so I tried to call Sam, and he didn't pick up. And so I called Jude. I tried to call Sam first because I'm like, all right, he's probably pretty unbiased, right? I called Jude. I'm like, he's going to pick Penn State, but we got to do something. Like, we're just sitting here live with a lock right now. And so called him, and he picked Askren. And so,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. I would have never guessed that. And
I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. But yeah, he picked Askren. So
I can't believe you didn't choose 125. I
hey,
can't believe it.
I would have been very biased. I would have picked Lot easily.
You can't even say his name right. It's Ott.
Whatever.
That ain't right.
I
That's
quit.
super biased.
Whatever.
he's Jacob.
It would have been Tech Fall by Lot, Tot, Pot, whatever the hell his name is, over Jack Mueller. I don't care.
I've never been teched in folk style in my life.
Well, you never wrestled him.
Keyword profile.
But yeah, no, I mean it was fun. And I mean I don't think any matchups were really like off the wall crazy. We actually picked Pendleton over Zahid, so that was probably the one that
We got that
went,
again today.
Yeah, I know.
And that was a split decision that we went to Twitter for.
Yeah. What year were they in that one? That was
Freshman Pendleton versus junior Zahid.
Mm-hmm.
you picked Pendleton over Zahid, huh?
Not me. Don't look at me. That was
Earl?
an Earl. That was an
Yeah.
Earl and Greg thing.
Yeah, because they were
You guys
saying
like to vouch for the old guys.
that, and Tony and Greg both said they asked Pendleton about it, and Pendleton said he would take Zahid. And my rationale was that the coach isn't gonna like say his guy sucks or oh yeah, I beat that guy, he's a chump. Like, he's trying to be humble. He knows he beat him.
Nah, he knows.
Okay.
It.
So, well, yeah. After the show, I guess Tony was texting with Pendleton afterwards, telling him, that he had won, and he goes, "Nah, man, like Zahid would smoke me because it wouldn't be close."
Yeah, I'm going Zahid today.
Oh
Yeah,
well.
you got to.
All right, let's get into it so we can start talking about it.
He's crazy.
All right.
So good.
So the best match of this one, in my opinion, would be 84.
100%. That's
so-
one I don't know where I'm choosing, so let's put that last.
You guys want to start 97 then?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Let me
All right.
put my doc.
Oh, 285 too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I
it's
know. I
Dude.
know. I saw it.
Oh man, that's the one I
Saw
was
it
like,
hurting on the inside, man.
that's what I was in my sleep thinking about. Who was gonna win that one last night?
This one is. I mean, this whole duel is insane. Like literally, like every other matchup is just stupid. So, yeah. I mean, you guys want to start at 97, or you just want to start at the top? What do you want to do?
You started 97.
All right. Cool. So 97, or actually let's just go through real quick again. The 1 seed 2005 versus number 4 seed 2018 for the people that are listening. Earl, you have 2005, right?
Jack has 2005.
Jack has 2005. Jacob doesn't know what he's doing. Jack, tell me who's in the lineup 2005.
All right, so from the top, we got Joe Dubuque, Travis Lee, Tion Ware, Zach Esposito, Ryan Bertine, Johnny Hendricks, Chris Pendleton, Greg Jones, Jake Rochelle, and Steve Mako.
Awesome. And the other end, I believe Seth has 2018 since he's in the lineup.
Yeah, we got Spencer Lee. We got me at 133, Yanni Diacomo Hollis, Zane Rutherford, Jason Nolf, Vincenzo Joseph, Zahid Valencia, Bo Nickel, Mike Machiavello, and Kyle Snyder.
All right. Well, let's get into it, guys. 197, we're going to have Jake Rochelle versus Mike Machiavello. Fill us in a little bit more on Jake Rochelle, Jack.
Jake Rochelle, at this point in time, he was a two-time champ. He beat Phil Davis, BJ Patton, and Sean Stinder in the finals. And John Trench was the 1 seed at this weight. So it was a tough weight class. The year before he got third, and the year before that, he was the champ, beating Greg Parker, Josh Lambrecht, and Scott Barker in the finals.
All right.
This is Junior Rochelle.
Well, you guys all like to pick against him, so we'll see how this goes. But
I don't think it will happen today.
Seth, Mike Mock.
So we got Mike Machiavello. This is his senior year. He ended up winning this year, and he had a pretty solid tournament. He beat Rashid, was his big win in the quarters. Then he beat Cornell, who had upset Colin Moore, and then in the finals he beat Hot from Virginia Tech. So you Virginia Tech guys on here.
Yeah, both of you.
So yeah, Mike. Everybody knows he's a great dude. Had an awesome run, and he was one of the guys I was super fired up when he won it that year.
Yeah,
for sure. Man, I don't know. Let's kick it. Earl, what do you got?
Yeah, I think one of you guys alluded to it. Jake Rochelle kind of doesn't get a lot of respect despite being a 3-time champion. I think I've picked against him at least once here already in the tournament. I'm going to have to go with him. I think Generally, that weight was kind of deeper in those days, and he just got it done at the big show 3 times. So go with Rochat decision.
Yeah, I'm in on Rochat as well.
Yeah, Rochat was a winner. Like Earl said, he's a winner. So I'm gonna go Rochat.
Was Rochat kind of like a Quentin Wright before Quentin Wright just showed up at the tournament?
No, I mean he was seeded second this year, and then in 03 he was seeded. Let me pull it up. 03 he was seeded 10th. You know what? But he got a major in the finals. I mean, this was his freshman year, of course, and he was at 184 one year. He won it.
Who are some big wins for Rochat?
Well, this year I said Phil Davis, B.J. Patton, and Sean Stender. And then the year that he won it, his freshman year, he beat Josh Lambrecht and Greg Parker from Princeton. Those were his 2 big wins. And then he beat the 4 seed Scott Barker in the finals. He dominated his way through it. So he had close match in the first round, and then after that it was a 5-point win, a pin, a 7-point win over Lambrecht, and then a major in the finals. So he picked up a lot of steam.
So for Mike Mock, obviously this is the year that Colin Moore got upset, right? This is the year he got thrown on his head by Kyle Cannell. So he would have hit Machiavello in the semifinals, but I don't know if people forget, Mike Mock actually beat Colin Moore that year in the duel. And so, if they would have hit in the semifinals, who's to say that it would have went the other way anyway? So he had a win over Colin Moore, I think is a pretty good win. Had wins over Jack's roommate, JILO. You guys said all the guys.
Him.
Yeah, I did. I didn't want to say it.
It was like one of the biggest bloodbaths I've ever seen. Jay honestly sucked his first 2 years. Out of nowhere, he got really good.
Yeah.
Just was the hardest working guy in the room, and it paid off. It was really cool to see. But yeah, no, he got teched. It was ugly. It was really ugly.
I was trying to not say that, but if you want to throw your own friend under the bus, then go for it.
He says it was the worst experience of his life.
Yeah.
He'll say that.
Went over Eric Schultz. You guys said Jared Haught, obviously in the final. Shakur Rashid. So he had some pretty good wins too. But I think you got to go with 2-time champ Jake Rushholt. So that's where my vote's leaning.
Yep.
Right, who else?
That's it. We all went Rochat.
All right. So we are all on Rochat. And we'll keep going. Next matchup is going to be absolutely stupid to talk about. I have no idea which way I'm going. So we have Steve Mocco, 2005 versus 2018 Kyle Snyder. Somebody, please, God, start this off and try to figure out where we're going. Seth, start us off with Kyle Snyder.
So Kyle Snyder, this is when he wrestled Kuhn in the finals. So this was his senior year. I guess I guess he did some okay things. He won an Olympic title along the way in college. He won a couple world championships. Beat Kuhn, beat Gwizdowski, beat anybody that was put in front of him besides Kyvan Gatson out here. But so he had a great college career and was winning on the freestyle circuit the whole time.
Yeah. And on the other side, Jack.
Steve Mocco, this was his second national championship, beating Cole Conrad in the finals. And then he was the champ in 03, beating Kevin Hoy of Air Force in the finals when he wrestled for Iowa. I mean, he was a pinning machine, extremely dominant, especially this year. I mean, this was prime Mocco versus prime Snyder. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's got to be Snyder, and I'm a huge Mocco fan, and it hurts so bad to say it, it's a dagger to my heart, man, but it's Snyder. All
right, Earl, what you got? You shook your head a little. I don't know if you agree.
No, it's just, you guys know that I can tend to favor the older guys, and I really want to pick Mocco, but I just can't. I think it's got to be Snyder. His wins over Kuhn, make me think that he'd be able to figure out a way to beat Mocco. He'd be better on his feet than him, and that would be that.
Yeah, for sure. I think just a little too athletic, and that low ankle was just nails against every heavyweight he faced. And I mean, like you said, at this time, 3-time national champ, Olympic champ, world champ. I mean, he's won literally everything there is to win. So I don't know how you could pick against him. Seth.
Yeah, I think this is a crazy match, and yeah, I mean, it is really hard to go against Snyder. Looking at the matchup, I think that it'd be. I mean, if Mako got his hands on him, and I don't know, I think there's a chance he puts him on his back, but I don't know. Kyle Snyder figures it out at the big show for the most part. You know, he had the one final slip up, but outside of that, he found a way to win. And yeah, I'm gonna go with Snyder. Not a confident one, but I'm going with Snyder.
Yeah, got taken out by the ice cream man. But all right, Kyle Snyder moves on, and we have 2 decision victories for our guys through the first 2 weights. And we'll jump back around to the top and get us started with Joe Dubuque, Jack.
So this was, let me get up there. This was Joe Dubuque's first national championship, beating Sam Hazewinkle and Kyle Ott. He was the 5 seed going into the tournament. The year before, he was 8th, losing in the pigtails and coming all the way back and injury defaulting out. Stud wrestler, was one of like he was kind of like the beginning of 125 being like extremely tough after the Abyss era. Really started it off really strong. And then obviously he had a little bit of a dynasty, won in the next year, but yeah, Joe Dubuque.
All right, Spencer Lee, Seth.
Yeah, so we got Spencer Lee as a freshman. Yeah, he was redshirting most of the year. He got second at Midlands. They pulled his red shirt, and he started knocking off some guys. Did really well. Lost to Tomasello. Goes into nationals, the 3 seed, and goes on an unbelievable run. He goes tech fall against Piccinini, fall against Tomasello, and then wins 5-1 against Nick Suriano in the finals. So he had one of the best freshman runs at the NCAA tournament that probably seen in a long time.
Yeah, for sure. Man, this one's actually tougher than I thought it was going to be. What do you think, Earl?
Oh man, Joe was something else his senior year. You know, he kind of faced that freshman phenom that year with Troy Nickerson in the finals and was able to kind of slow him down and pretty much dominate that match. Nickerson wasn't quite Spencer Lee. So, man, I guess at the time of Spencer Lee's tournament, you have to go Spencer's way, but I'm not 100% confident on that one.
Yeah, for sure. Jack, what do you think?
I got Spencer. I think that he's just too dominant, especially that run in this tournament. Especially, you know, he showed up in March, and I mean, the only decision he got was Suriano, and that was still pretty dominant. It's hard to score a lot of points on that guy, so I'll give the nod to Spencer.
Yeah, Seth.
Yep, I'm on board with Spencer. I think it's a good match, but he had an unbelievable run, and his top game is, I think, what separates him a lot of things. He's going to find a way to ride you if he doesn't get some back points, and I think that in close, big matches, that's going to be a big difference maker.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm going to go Spencer as well. And this, I think, is probably the first time we've been doing this entire thing that I've said Spencer, and I'm not going bonus points, or at least throwing it out there. Definitely think it's a good match, and would love to see this one. This is junior Dubuque, right?
Junior Dubuque.
Yeah. So I think that, like Earl said, senior Dubuque was when he hit Nickerson, right?
Yeah, I was wrong on that. Yep.
Yeah, no, I was just making sure because I think that those, like, that's a significant – I don't want to say like a significant jump for Dubuque because obviously won a national title in his junior year, but I think that he was just so damn good that last year. And especially that match with Nickerson, I mean, he handled Nickerson, and Nickerson was really good. Obviously, he got top four, every one of the top four places in his career. And I think it's a different conversation. Maybe not a different winner, but I think it's definitely a lot closer with Senior Dubuque. He was just so damn good that year, man. But yeah, I got Spencer, and we'll keep moving. So the 2018 squad has taken a 6-3 lead as we hit 133 pounds, and we're going to talk about Travis Lee of Cornell versus our guy Seth Gross. We always let Seth go last. So, Jack, start us off. Travis Lee.
Yeah, so this was Travis Lee's senior year. He was a four-time All-American, 7th in 2002, and then champ in 2003, beating Chris Flieger in the finals. He was 5th in 2004 as the 1 seed, getting upset by the eventual national champ Zach Roberson in the semis, and then got upset again by Johnny Thompson in the next round. He was the champ in 05, beating Tom Klum and Sean Bunch in the finals.
All right. Seth, who the heck's this dude?
This is Seth Gross, South Dakota State kid. Yeah, so sophomore year, runner-up, beat Eric Montoya, Cade Brock. I don't remember who else right now, who was 27. But anyways, 2018 is the year that I won. I beat Mitch McKee in the round of 16 by major, beat Montoya Bridges 7-3, overtime match with Tariq Wilson, and then 13-8 in the finals over Steven Mitchick. And then the 2 years I was at 133, I was 80-something and 2 or 70-something and 2 and like 80% bonus point rate. And then lost that year to Bryce Meredith when I bumped up. So I was my one loss on the year.
Seth, I have to point something out. Are you seriously looking at the stats on your phone about yourself?
Maybe.
Or sitting here, like, for people who aren't watching, we're sitting here looking, and Seth is like looking down at his phone. Yeah, I won this match over this guy. Come on, man.
It's better that he's looking at it than have all these stats memorized.
That's
80% bonus rate and 70 and 2.
That's true.
I had the wrestle stats profile up. Okay.
It's not as much it's not the like bonus points that are getting me. It's the people he wrestled. Come on, man. You remember that?
Dude, I can't remember my 2017 when I lost in the finals who I wrestled. Actually, now I do. I wrestled Joey Palmer in the round of 16. Then I wrestled Eric Montoya. Then I wrestled Cade Brock, and then I lost to Clark.
Mm-hmm. Man. Well, all right. So let's kick this thing off. I mean, I don't know. I don't know too much about Travis Lee. I mean, I was only able to find a little bit of stuff to watch on him. That's the only thing that sucks about going back this far is, like, some of these guys you can definitely find some good matches to watch, and some of them there's, like, you have to really dig, and you might find, like, a half a match. For some reason, that was the thing, like part 1 and part 2 of one match. But, yeah, I mean, somebody else start me off here because I like to pick against Seth.
I'm going to piss Seth off.
Oh, you are, Jack?
I'm going Travis Lee.
That's messed up. I'm going me by Tech. No. I'm picking myself, though. Just
Jack, give us your reasoning. You can't just, like, backstab.
I'm the one dude without the Virginia Tech shirt on. Come on, Jack.
Garland has a lot of stories about this guy, and just some of the stuff I've heard is pretty insane. I don't know. Whenever I wrestle, I don't know. He's always talked about Travis Lee this, Travis Lee that. He seems like a super athletic, super tough guy. I haven't watched a ton of him, but I mean, Travis Lee is like who you were shooting for in the Virginia room. So he's always kind of been put on a pedestal from Garland. Sorry, Seth.
Well, I'd like to point out that Seth might not be on your hit list, but you sure are on his now.
Calling Flo right after this, dude.
Dude, let's do it. I'll pull him up right now. FaceTime, CP.
That would be awesome. You got to let me and Earl sit in the corner for both you guys. We'll flip a coin and see who we get.
I'm definitely not flipping a coin. I'm asking for Earl right away.
Jacob's gonna try to screw you over the whole match.
even with the Virginia Tech shirt on.
Jacob's gonna be in your corner arguing against you. That wasn't 2. No way.
Or the challenge brick.
I'm gonna argue every damn call.
Jacob's gonna like try and get on the mat and start attacking one of us.
I'm going to bring counterfeit bricks in my bag, and I'm just gonna start throwing bricks every single time you score any points. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, so I mean, I've picked against him before. There's not many people I'm picking against Seth. So Nashon Garrett might be on an island by himself right now. I'm picking Seth. Earl, what you got?
See, you're trying to put the heat
You wanna
on
get
me.
it in
You're trying to
quick
put the
before-
heat on me.
Trying to put you in a box. No, I'm
yeah.
not. I'm picking my buddy right here. All right. I believe he would win, and also there's an added bonus of pissing Jack off and putting you in a corner. So.
It's not gonna piss me off if Seth wins.
Huh?
I'm a good guy, man. Seth's my
I'm a
friend.
good guy.
That'd be messed up.
So I'm going to go a little non sequitur right here. Seth mentioned beating Stefan Micic. That would be another good matchup for you, Jack. Stefan Micic. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that would be good.
He's done well in freestyle.
Yeah, he's very good at freestyle.
So yeah, Travis Lee, he was kind of the guy that got the ball rolling as far as Cornell being the team that we know it as right now. He was kind of the first recent national champion for them. He had real good low attacks and stuff. Super lightning quick. A lot of fun to watch. I'm gonna make it interesting and go to the Twitter vote. And,
Go to the Twitter vote. Has
I just looked at it.
Okay, I was gonna ask. Has anybody looked at it
The
besides
score
Jack?
is
Let's
67-33 in Seth's favor.
Seth takes the match with no help from our other co-hosts. You guys are trash.
Wow, that's aggressive.
Agreed.
That's messed up.
Come on, can't pick against our guy.
No, that's
right?
messed up.
You were ready to pick against Jack last week.
Oh,
The other day.
that's
Against
different.
Pot.
Unless it's
Kyle
Jack,
Pot.
then that's messed up.
That is different. Seth has never had any hatred directed towards me from Seth.
There's no
I was
clue.
gonna lose to an imaginary character named Kyle Pot.
Dude,
Oh man.
you know how I feel about Dean Howe, right? Never picking him, right? I might never pick Jack. Okay, we're trending in that direction.
I don't need your picks, man.
We're
I got
trending in that
Seth and
direction.
Earl. Maybe not Seth anymore, but I got Earl on my side.
I keep trying to build this relationship, Jack. I offered to come out to drive out to Texas and let you throw me around to warm up, and still, just
No love back.
no love back, man. I don't know what I got to do to earn it. But
My training partners don't really like me very much. I kind of go live right away.
I'm down.
I don't think that would help our relationship. You ask anyone.
Dude, I'm the
down.
same way, dude. I freaking had to take people from other people because they wouldn't everybody would try to find a partner at the beginning of practice. I'd be stuck with no one. I'd be like,
Dude, I'm telling you, that's same with me.
"Oh, you're
I'll be
going
like-
with me today."
Yeah. Yeah, dude, there's been multiple times where I'll be like, no, tell him to find a new partner.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm close to weight. It'll start getting,
Oh, yeah.
I'll be like, no.
I know
Well, so,
exactly what you're talking
who-
about.
Did you guys, both of you, did you have like a main guy you practice with? Or
Oh, yeah.
Who was it for each of you?
Mine was Patrick McCormick, who's actually beaten like a lot of ranked guys. Like he beat Killian Cardinale. The kid from Ryder was ranked. He's going to be really good next year. Very under the radar, but like right away, he's beaten multiple top 20 guys, multiple top 15 guys. And he was like kind of weak. And so he gave me like a good feel. He wasn't trying to like flex through every position. And that's like what I like in my partners. I don't like guys that are going to club my head real hard or be annoying like that. And he'd scramble with me, he'd wrestle with me. And so that was my guy.
But you said
I'd wrestle mostly with Dom Dentino and Kyle Berwick were my two guys. They're both younger guys, but they're upcoming. And, I'd go with those two. Those are the two other 33-pounders.
what about coaches? Did you guys wrestle with like one coach more than other coaches?
Day of weigh-in, Garland went with me every day. Every time it was the day of, like right before my match, he'd go with me, and then he'd go shower, put like a suit on or whatever.
Yeah, I wrestle Bono all the time. I think he's starting to get to the end of getting on the mat here, but this last year went quite a bit.
Yeah.
Man, don't say that. He might be listening. And,
He knows. I make fun of him every time. Say you're getting too old for this, man.
so, do you guys get the better of him at all, or just get beat down, or how'd this go?
Oh,
Jacob,
dude,
come
I
on.
kicked the crap out of Garland.
All
He
right,
hates it.
all right.
Hey,
Gotta ask.
I'll be
He
honest
hates
though.
it.
Hey, my freshman year at South Dakota State, Bono got the best of me for the most part. But
Yeah.
now,
There was a
Right.
turning moment for me and Garland. We were wrestling, and I got a double leg and flared it, and he has a broken neck, and I like was just like, you know, like when sharks go into like their feeding mode and like their eyes go all black, like that's how I was, and I and took it down and spiked him, and he goes up and he just starts like screaming at me, and I was like, all right, this is it. We just started clubbing the crap out of each other and just like went after it.
That's awesome. I got a funny story then too. So me and Bono, so we wrestled all the time my freshman year, and after my freshman year, I was cutting down to 60 kilos. I'd been a 141 pounder, and I was going 60 kilos for world stuff. So I was traveling with Bono to a bunch of his camps all summer, just training with him and Reader, and we're out in Florida doing a camp, and Reader, we like in between goes, the kids are like getting their meals and stuff, sitting in the bleachers, and we're wrestling, getting a practice in. And we do a match at the end, and it was getting pretty close. It was getting heated, and I was winning the match by like a point or something, or 2 points. And Bono like shot in, was running me, like doubling me, and I got on a tripod and like landed out of bounds. And like Reader gave 1 point, and Bono's like yelling, "That was two, that was two." And I was like laughed at him. I was like, "Yeah, right, dude." And he like came running at, and like, dude, we started like fist fighting in front of the kids, like trying to hurt each other. And all the kids are like sitting there, like eating, staring at us, like, what's happening? And we still talk
awesome.
about that one to this day. Bono's pretty upset about it. But I think I got the dub.
That's great. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, we should probably keep going because we do have things to talk about. I love to get off track though. So this next one I think is super fun to talk about. Like 141, Tionware, Oklahoma versus Yanni Diakmahalis of Cornell. Dude, let's start off. Seth, start us off with Yanni Diakmahalis.
This is Yanni's freshman year. Beats Bryce Meredith in the finals. Had a lot of close matches, but always found a way to win. Just unreal flexibility and mat awareness, and just like I said, he just figures out how to win each match and continue to move forward. So that's kind of what he did. And yeah, not too much to say about Yanni. He's continued on that same path. But yeah, this was his freshman year.
Yeah, Jack, other end of it.
Yeah, so this is Tion Ware. This was his second national champ. He beat Nate Gallick in the finals this year. The year before, he got sixth, losing to Matt Murray of Nebraska in the semis, then Jason Mester of Central Michigan, and then lost to Nate Gallick for fifth. And then he was a true freshman national champ in 2003, beating Philip Simpson and Dylan Long in the finals.
Awesome. So we again, it's hard when you have somebody so recent and then, you know, the old superstars. So we're going to kick it to our old superstar, Earl. What you got, man?
You call him old?
I just called him old.
You're just making enemies left and right, man.
I have no idea how old Earl is, but I know he's older than us. So
Chapel Hill's only about a 3-hour drive from me.
Hey, you know what? That didn't scare me. Jack said that the other day, and I just dropped a pin. He goes, "I'm coming to Chapel Hill." I just dropped my pin to my address.
I have Jacob's location now still.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So as far as these two guys go, I don't know who's going to score on either of them because, you know, both of these guys are unbelievable defensively. You know, Ware was so quick with his, you know, snap down, go behinds. I do think Yanni is a little better offensively, so I feel like he would get a takedown, but this would definitely be like a 3-2 type match. I don't know if it would be aesthetically pleasing to watch for people that like offense, but I'd go Yanni.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think it has to be Yanni just purely from just like the evolution of the sport kind of standpoint. Like Yanni just does so many crazy things and like just I don't know, man. The dude always knows how to come out on top and really thrives in those kind of scramble positions. And so I just think that he's going to find a way. So I'm going to go Yanni as well.
I'm gonna go Yanni. I know that Tion's known for his defense, but Yanni, he's got the mind, his celebration there. I'm gonna go Yanni in the tough situations.
I'm going Ware in this one. I just think that Yanni had so many close matches that year. He squeaks it out against Dean Heil. He squeaks it out in overtime against Ironman. He squeaks it out against Bryce Meredith. I think Ware's a step up from a lot of those guys. And I know that that's just the way Yanni wrestles. He finds a way to win close matches. But I don't know. I think freshman year, Yanni, I think you talk about his next year, start leaning the other way. But I think freshman year, I'd go with against Ware. I'd go with Ware.
I still like freshman Yanni more than sophomore Yanni.
He was beatable that year, though. He lost a match. He squeaked him out. And
yeah,
I think this was the start. I think this is the tournament where he started gaining a little more confidence and starting to be that guy. But I think Ware was already had a name for himself. He knew who he was. And I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can agree with that.
Hold up. We talked about this last time when you guys weren't here, though. We've been like kind of all talking about how good Yanni was as a freshman. And like, obviously he was really good, right? And he ran through some really tough guys and, he won a national title on a torn ACL. But we've just been kind of like pushing sophomore Yanni aside for some reason. And we forget dude was undefeated, first of all, throughout the whole year, right? Didn't lose a single match. Not only that, he in the national tournament, I looked at his route to the national finals. We talked about how like Marinelli had a crazy route as the 1 seed, right? Well, Yanni, nobody did this dude any favors because this is obviously freshman Yanni we're talking about, but sophomore Yanni, Pete Lipari first round, and then Chad Redd, Dom Demas, Ironman, McKenna. So literally all Americans throughout the entire tournament except for the very first round with Lipari. So I just had to point that out because we've all kind of like had a consensus that freshman Yanni might have been better, but I don't know, man. Like
I don't know. I still think freshman Yanni. Like I do think that route's tough, but I don't know. I just think that he was more like there was no doubt with freshman Yanni. Like even during the match, like in the match with McKenna, I was like, holy crap, he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
Which year? You're talking which year?
I'm thinking 2019 with the match with McKenna, I was like, holy crap, he's gonna lose in the finals.
I thought he was going to lose to Meredith too until
I didn't think he was gonna lose. I really thought the whole time he was gonna win.
even when there's 30 seconds left, he's up by a point, and Bryce just needed to back up for 30 seconds.
Yeah, dude.
I think Yanni was getting. He probably could have found out a way to win, but I think Bryce kind of threw that
Found
one
a
away.
way to lose, almost.
Well, I'm still super proud. Like I said, me and my dad, every year when we go, we always pick brackets. And it's kind of like, I do fantasy, obviously, but like just our own thing. Me and my dad pick a bracket and kind of go, and we have a trophy, compete against each other. Just kind of like fun to beat up on dad. But this year I picked Yanni to win the whole thing. And I was super excited that he actually did it. Cause this was kind of like, he hadn't, I guess he had wrestled he had wrestled Meredith, and he wrestled Ironman, but I don't know if he was like necessarily like the clear favorite in this tournament.
He was a 4 seed.
He was a 3 seed.
3 seed, and he went through Dean.
Well, I think it was Meredith 1, Ironman 2, McKenna was 4, Yanni was 3. You had Heil in there. I think that he definitely I don't even think he was favored to make the finals. So I had to toot my own horn. I picked him to win, and he did it. Damn it! So everything that Yanni wins in his career is because I picked him to win. Just letting you know that. That's where it started.
Just like this match.
It is. Yeah, Yanni. So we all picked Yanni, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So Yanni D, moving on. And we have not had any bonus point decision or bonus point wins yet. But Yanni takes the win for 2018, and we'll keep moving. 149. So before we jump into this match real quick, I have to pose a question to you guys because me and Sam and Jude were all arguing about this. So if Prime Zane, best Lugo wrestle, tell me what the outcome is.
Dane and
At
Luke.
least a major.
Okay.
I
At
agree.
least.
All of y'all?
Major, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, God.
I saw
Because-
Jude's tweet and I was like, what's he
Oh
think?
my God.
And then I saw freaking Iowa Twitter, who I can personally say is the most annoying Twitter fan base.
Okay.
They
So
were like, oh man, Lugo's got a shot. Lugo's got a shot. They're like multiple overtime wins over Sorensen. I was like, also multiple bonus point victories over Sorensen. Like, don't forget about that.
yeah.
It was one overtime win in Carver when Zane didn't look himself.
He pinned him in 2 minutes. Like the other time, man, at least bonus.
Yeah. So if Sam and Jude are listening, then you guys are both wrong. Because Sam
Which
even
I know they're not.
dude.
Yeah. Sam doesn't listen to it. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Well,
support his own show.
oh, I know. But well, Jude, like we were texting, and Jude ended up like later saying that he just posed it, for fun, and like he agrees that Rutherford would win bonus points, blah blah blah. I think he just switched sides because he cracked under pressure. But Sam like stood by it, was like, nope, Lugo wouldn't get majored. Like, dude,
I will say Lugo looked awesome though in Chicago.
Oh,
He was
absolutely.
really freaking good.
Just taking zero away from him. But like I even put in there, I was like, I think this is kind of a stretch, but I'm almost willing to say that freshman Zane pushes for a bonus. I mean, freshman Zane beat Stieber, right? So I think pretty much any version of Zane would get major there. I don't know.
I would hesitate on freshman Zane.
He
Dude
didn't
beat
quite
Logan
have the
Stieber.
top game his freshman year. He wasn't turning
Is
dudes
this
as freshman.
junior Zane? 2018? 2018
senior
junior. Or was
Senior, I
Senior.
think.
Senior Zane. Yeah.
Junior,
Will
no.
Hodge, senior.
I think it's just even any other. I don't think freshman against Prime. I think that would be a little bit of a stretch. But I mean, junior Zane. It's not going 7 minutes.
Yeah. No, I was like, I'm past major for Prime versus Prime of these guys, but whatever. So these guys, 149, Zach Esposito of 2005 versus Zane Rutherford 2018. Jack, fill us in on Zach Esposito.
This was Espo's one and only title. He beat Eric Tannenbaum and Philip Simpson. The year before, he was second, losing to Jesse Jansen from Harvard in the finals.
Yep.
Yeah, and this was Rutherford's senior year, third title, Hodge Trophy winner. Tech falled Boo Llewellyn, 10-4 win over Heilman, and then a 6-2 win over Ronnie Perry in the finals.
Yeah.
He beat Stieber. He beat everybody in his way and was pretty much dominant those 3 years. So,
yeah, I don't see any way in the world this is anybody except for Zane.
Yeah, I'm offering a major because I like the Jesse Jansen Zane comparison because Jesse Jansen was really good on top. That's what he was known for, and Zane is probably, one of the best top wrestlers we've ever seen. I'd love to look at that too, because I'd hope that I'd be in the top 20 there, top 25. But I'm going Zane major.
All right. We should look into something like that. I don't know how far back stats can go, but like, what do you think qualifies you as being the best of all time? Do we go by like total near fall or like
bonus points?
I was talking about
who has seasons with the most tech falls, because I'm up there.
I think you got to look at are you turning? I think you got to look at the matchup specifically and see if they're turning top guys in the country.
True.
So that's what I was thinking is specifically on top, right? Yeah.
I think a good way to do it, take any All-Americans they wrestled, any maybe top 10 or 15, and see how they did top-wise against those guys.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's hard because you got guys that wrestle weaker schedules in tech, you got –
I feel like this is shade being thrown at me. You
No,
throwing shade?
I'm not talking about you at all. I'm saying there's some there were some random dudes on the tech fall leaderboard that I'd never heard of. Like,
Agreed.
Yeah.
I was like he had 18 texts. And I was like, who is this dude?
Yeah.
I don't know. So I think there's
100%.
obviously got to be some criteria for qualifying matches and things like that. But I think that'd be cool to do.
Hey, you can be on your high horse all you want, but those guys win fantasy championships for guys like me. So I I definitely had those dudes.
My pick, to be honest.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, this match, yeah, I'm cool with Zane by major decision. What about you, Seth?
Yep, that's what I said. Yep.
Cool. Earl?
Yeah, and just the way Espo wrestled, he wasn't a guy that necessarily would be content to lose a 1-point match. He was trying inside trips, and he'd try throws and stuff like that. So I could see him being down, 4 or 5 points, trying something big and getting put on his back. So yeah, I'm comfortable with the major.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys know or not, but I post, we post this kind of stuff, on obviously our social medias and on Facebook. I'm in 10 different wrestling groups, and I post them in all of them. Just
Dang, you're sick.
Yeah, just whatever. I mean, yeah. But
Weird
just
brag.
it's not a brag. Let me finish my damn statement. All right. And so I post them on all there just to get people's feedback and stuff. And I don't ever comment on them just because it honestly blows up all day with people putting stuff. And I still didn't, but I was so close to the other day because some dude when I put this up there, he went through and put all the wins, and he said 149 goes to the older team. He didn't even say Esposito, but he obviously picked Esposito. And I was like, you just skate over that, my man? He put all the names of everybody else, and he goes 149 older team. And I was like, bro, you just okay. All right. First of all, no. Second of all, you didn't even he was trying to hide that he picked Esposito over Zane. But yeah, if you're listening, you know who you are. So, all right. Yeah, we all got Zane. Major decision here, and we'll keep rolling, man.
Dude, this is a bloodbath. This isn't good. It's not looking any better, too.
Yeah, it's starting to turn for the worst. 2005.
I think matchup-wise,
yeah.
I think it's a bad matchup for 2005, just the way the matches line up.
This isn't looking good for 2005.
I agree. We're about to see the 1 seed go down possibly, unless they get some bonus points, which they could, but I'm not seeing too much of it. 157. Huh?
Do you really think they could? No chance. I'll start.
I'm trying to keep it interesting. But yeah, I don't know about that.
I'll start. So Ryan Bertine, this was his senior season, 4-time All-American. He was this was his second national championship, beating Brian Stith in the quarters, Trent Paulson in the semis, and Joe Johnston in the finals. I always mention his third place match was really good. He beat Johnny Hendricks in the quarters, lost to eventual national champ Matt Gentry in the semis. Then he beat Travis Paulson, and then beat Alex Terapelli for third. So Ryan Bertine, unbelievable wrestler. Wish there was more film on him. And who was it? Mason that tweeted the thing out that was like, "You fools need to do your research on Ryan Bertine," and Imar got on there because I retweeted it, and then it said Imar responded to your retweet, and I was like, "Oh crap! What did I do?" and then he started saying I would smoke him, whatever. And I was liking everything because I didn't want to piss him off, But yeah, that's Ryan Bertine.
All right. So Bertine versus Nulf. Fill us in, Seth.
So this is Nolf's second title this year, and this is the year that he got injured in that match, forfeited out, and then forfeited out at Big Ten. So he went into nationals as a 3 seed, and he looked perfectly fine showing up at nationals with the knee problem, tech fall, and then he beats Crone 6-1, beats Michael Kemmer 6-2, tech falls Micah Jordan, and then beats Hidley 6-2 in the finals.
Yeah. And this is where, like, even with the injury, I would argue that this might be the best Nolf out of the 3 titles. I don't know, man. It looked good.
I've got a question. Do y'all think that Jason Nolf was better or worse when it came to March?
I don't know. He had a lot. I mean, I'd say the only match that stuck out was obviously that match he almost lost to Hidley. That was crazy. I think besides that, he had some close matches, but there's close scores, but I think he handled the matches. But yeah, I don't think he was quite as wide open as he was during the regular season. Like, he'd be trying all sorts of crazy stuff during the regular season.
Super free, yeah.
Well, I think that you got to take into account, and you guys obviously know, going through multiple NCAA tournaments, like, it's different, especially with a guy on that level that just beats up on people when he's got like one duel. You know, he walks out and he's like, I got one match today. That's it. So I'm just going to go full tilt and like try the fun stuff. Like, I know I'm levels above this guy. I can do whatever I want versus, you know, I'm going to wrestle this match and then I've got 2 more today and I've got 2 tomorrow. And like, yeah, I
don't know. I mean, I think it depends. I think it's more of a you're more cautious at the NCAA tournament. I think that was a bigger thing because honestly, I think I perform better at tournaments. Like, the longer they go on, the better I feel, the more dominant I get versus. Yeah. I think it's all just a caution. Like, my first time at the NCAA tournament, my very first match, I was like kind of freaking out, and I went out there, wrestled super cautious, and then, I kind of learned as you went along. But I think that it's just, especially when he already won a national title, now you're expected to do it again, puts more pressure, and you just don't want to do anything to mess that up. So I think that it was more of a caution thing, and he probably didn't let it fly quite as much as he normally would.
Yeah, no, that's what I was trying to say. Not as much of like there's a bunch of matches to wrestle, but like, yeah, there's a lot more like caution, whereas you got one duel and you're better than the guy, like, they just let it loose.
Plus at 157, it's like there's one guy to beat. It's Jason Nolf. You're studying film on him all season. You're getting in their head. You're learning what they're doing. Because I, from the outside, ACC, I'm like Seth said, when he was throwing shade, I don't wrestle the hardest schedule. And so when I was cutting weight, I would literally just watch film on Seabass and Spencer. And then when it was just Spencer, it was just Spencer. And so I wasn't even focusing on what was going to happen on Friday or Saturday or Sunday, whenever I was wrestling that duel. Which probably hurt me, I think, in the long run. But I was focused on Spencer, like getting in his head, figuring out what he does, like right off the whistle, boom, club, goes super hard in the hand fight for the first 5 seconds.
Hey, how awesome was that Frank Chamizo clip where they ask him, "Do you watch film?" Nah, bro, nah.
Dude, he is awesome to train.
Dude, that he's always been one of my favorites to watch, and his personality is hilarious.
It's hard to it just like being around him. He's just super excited and super locked in at the same time. It's really cool to see because you don't get that both sides, especially in America. Usually someone's locked in and they're like, it looks like they're not having fun, but I'm sure they are. But it's really cool to be around.
He's obviously considerably bigger than both of y'all, but like, have you guys actually wrestled with him?
I have not.
I haven't. I've been around him a lot, and my buddy, I've not like Wick's wrestling with him right now out there training with him, but
but what you guys got for this one? This is a big one, man.
I got Nolf. Nolf's unreal college wrestler. The things he did were just insane, and his pace won him a lot of matches. Even if it was close the first period or two, he kept going and didn't stop, and I think he wins this match.
Yeah. What about you, Jack?
I always pass the tough old ones to Earl and follow his suit, so I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. And I've had these text conversations with Mason about some of these old guys, and Ryan Bertine. We talked about that. He's definitely a guy that has kind of gotten forgotten about a little bit. real good on his feet, good finishes. He's come out the back door, pretty regularly. All that being said, hard to go against Nolf. Not a major or anything, but it's Nolf.
Is there a guy that we can compare Ryan Bertine to recent guys, maybe even guys that Nolf's wrestled, for the younger guys listening? I'm trying to figure out how can we set this match up for somebody who obviously wasn't around watching back then.
Maybe a Deacon. I don't know. Maybe not as. I think Deacon's probably better on top, but kind of similar.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go Nolf as well. It's one of the all-time greats, man. Jack.
I'll go Nolf.
All right. Well, we got Nolf. We got a decision as well. I think that's a good call for sure. And it's going to be 19 to 3. So
this is the 1 seed, man. This is crazy.
yeah.
I was looking at it yesterday, and even when I was making the poll, it was like this.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, pretty lopsided match going on right now. We're down to our last 3 matches. 165 pounds, we're going to have Johnny Hendricks versus Vincenzo Joseph. Seth, why don't you kick us off with Vincenzo?
So this is Vincenzo, sophomore year, second title. He goes out as a freshman, and that's when he beats Aymar in the finals. And then, he does it again the next year for his second title. He wasn't the most dominant guy. He wouldn't have the best regular seasons, right? He was not winning Big Ten titles, but winning national titles every year. And but he found a way. He really turned it on at the big show, found ways to win. And everybody knows Vincenzo goes upper body, hits that inside trip, and good hand fighter.
Just doesn't want to go upper body with Marinelli, man.
What happened last time they went upper body, dude?
Marinelli won the last one.
Yeah, but didn't he put him on his back?
What do you mean?
He put him on his back. Yeah, didn't Chenzo put him on his back in Carver?
Yeah, in the duel. Yeah.
When they went upper body, yep.
Yeah, Marinelli was 3-1 against Chenzo. But all right, Johnny Hendricks, Jack, fill us in.
This is Johnny's sophomore year. He was 5th in 2004, losing to Ryan Bertine and Alex Tirapelli, but he beat Philip Simpson and Travis Paulson. He was the champ in 2005, beating Ryan Torella and Mark Perry to win it. I would say this is his best year because of the controversial victories in the semis and the finals of the next year. Johnny was Johnny, one of the greater high school recruits to ever come out. Pretty dominant this year. This is prime Johnny for sure.
Hey Earl, how do you think this would go stylistically? Like Vincenzo's upper body, how would Hendricks handle that?
I think hearing if you listen to the Mark Perry documentary on Flow, he always says that Johnny Hendricks always had man strength and was one of the strongest guys he ever wrestled. So, he was one that always pushed the pace and had a great gas tank, could continually get into leg attacks. So I feel like he'd be able to nullify Hendricks, I think, from the upper body side. And I would go with this Hendricks. Perry beat our favorite Troy Letters in the semifinals this year. And then
injured Troy Letters.
Yeah. Yeah. And
did he win in the 2004 match? Was one of the deciders?
Yeah, I think he swept it. I don't think anybody picked.
Oh, he swept it.
Yeah,
huh?
I don't think anybody picked Mackay.
I'm gonna go Johnny as well. I think he's like a little bit stronger version of Marinelli, and I think that matchup's hard for Chenzo.
We also asked Greg Jones about Letters, and he said that he gave him his last 2 high school losses, and they never wrestled after that.
Man, I wish we would have seen him not get injured for sure. I mean, Mason texted us all these crazy stats about how great he was before injury. and stud.
Yeah.
He beat Johnny this year, actually.
Yeah.
I watched the duel. It's online. You can go watch it.
That's cool. You know who he wouldn't beat? David Taylor.
I didn't say he would beat him.
Whatever.
I didn't say
still,
that.
hey,
Don't put words into my mouth, Jacob.
Might
Don't you
not-
do it.
might not get my major, but he would still win. So,
Oh, yeah. I agree.
all right. Yeah. I got Johnny Hendricks as well. Seth, what do you
Yeah.
think?
I got Vincenzo, man. This dude wrestled
Ooh.
a lot of close matches, but the bigger the match, the more this dude showed up. Obviously, Mackay was one that, one of the outliers there. But besides that, when this dude needed to win, he won. And I don't know. I just think that he's just so hard to score, and his hips are unreal. I just don't see a way he's getting taken down. And he's so comfortable winning those close matches consistently. So I got Vincenzo this match, but
All right. Earl.
Johnny.
I'm good with Johnny. Yeah.
All right. Well, it was going to be Johnny either way. Even if you had picked Vincenzo, the Twitter poll is 50.6% Johnny.
Wow.
So it would have won by that slim of a margin. But Johnny Hendricks takes the win. And we'll keep moving. 174 pounds, where we talked about this one actually last duel. And we're going to get to talk about it again. Fortunately, we have our two no-shows from last duel that are actually here today to talk about this.
They would have talked a little sense into you guys.
Yeah, dude. What are y'all doing?
Do not group me in. Do not group me in.
Jacob, wrestling integrity is at stake.
Do not group me in because I picked Zahid. So, my God, don't put me in that.
What was y'all's reasoning?
Don't ask me. Ask Earl. Ask the wise one down there.
What was your reasoning?
My reasoning was Pendleton saying that Zahid would beat him. I feel like he's too humble.
No, dude, they go trash talking back and forth on Twitter, dude. He just knows.
Oh man,
he kicked Askren's butt all the time.
Okay,
He's young Askren.
Yeah,
that is true.
And
I mean,
Zahid
this is
is
sophomore.
completely freaking different. He's more of a hand fighter, slick, scored to just take you down a million times, whereas Askren was putting himself in a lot of positions that Pendleton knew how to handle. I got Zahid. I mean, I haven't even talked about him, but Zahid, real quick, he lost to Mark Hall his freshman year in the finals, and then I think his run then just his year that next year was unbelievable. At the NCAA tournament, he gets a major decision against Brucky. He pins Bernstein in 38 seconds. Close match with Amine, and then he beats Mark Hall 8-2. I don't think Mark's ever been beat 8-2 ever, so I think that was just crazy impressive. And he was going after him, and he didn't need to get more takedowns, and he went and got more. So I think this is one of the best versions of Zahid, and I got Zahid in this match.
Yeah, Jack, other end, Pendleton.
Senior Pendleton, 3-time All-American. He was third in 03 as the 2 seed, getting upset by Brad Dillon in the quarters, but then he beat eventual national champ Shane Webster on the way. Champ in 2004, beating freshman funky Ben Askren by the margin of 11-4, and then he was the champ in 2005, beating Ben Askren 10-5. So dominant wins over Askren. I mean, in the Askren documentary, though, it was like the style matchups were really bad. Like he talks about it. And
Who else? Do you have who else he beat in any of those national championships?
Yeah, I usually just put their like notable wins. So I'll look at this one real quick.
Yeah.
He beat Joe Mazurko in the semis. Jake Herbert was seeded 4th. Pete Friedel was seeded 3rd. But this was his score. So he went pin over J.J. Holmes from Eastern Michigan, a decision win over Daniel Waters from American 14-10, and then a tech fall in the quarters, a tech fall in the semis, and then 10-5 in the finals.
That's a weird random 14-10 match in there.
Yeah, that is weird. It's pin. Tech, and then dominant.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's worth mentioning that Pendleton on social media even said that Zahid would whoop him. He came out initially and was like having some fun, and he was like, Pendleton by major decision, easy. And then he walked it back, was like, no, I'm just kidding. Zahid would definitely whoop me.
Earl thought he was trying to use some reverse psychology.
Yeah, he's trying to be. He's humble. He's trying to be humble.
Yeah, I don't know about that humble. All right, like there's definitely some truth to that in my opinion. I would love to see those two dudes go at it at practice for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna lean Zahid on this one for sure. Dude's incredible.
I've got Zahid as well.
Yeah.
He just was a different animal. Him and Bo, I remember just being like, what the hell are they doing? How are they this good? Like, I want to know what they're doing because, I mean, they were great in high school, but they jumped so many levels after their freshman year. Just were on different planets, in my opinion.
Yeah. Earl, if you pick differently, I swear.
I'm maintaining my wrestling integrity, although I do like this version of Zahid better than 2019, which is the one we talked about the other day. But I'll go with Pendleton just to maintain my integrity.
Fair enough.
Pop out. All right. Well, we got Zahid with the rightful win here, even though Earl is crazy. But 22-6 for 2018 heading into the final match. Absolute blowout of the number one seed. So last match though is crazy. I mean, two of the greatest of all time. Looking back over the last 20 years, we have Greg Jones of West Virginia from 2005 and Bo Nickel, 2018. Was the eventual Hodge Trophy winner in 2019. So, Jack, start us off. Who is Greg Jones for the youngins listening to the show?
So this is three-time national champ Greg Jones. He won in 2002, beating UFC superstar Josh Koscheck in the semis, and then Greg Parker from Princeton in the finals. Champ in 2004, beating Ben Helzer in the finals. He was actually a Texas guy. In a bracket where Jake Rochelle got third. So Rochelle lost to Helzer in the semis. And then he was the champ in 2005, beating Matt Pell of Missouri in the quarters, and then Tyler Baer from Cornell in the finals.
All right. Seth, who's Bo Nickel?
All right, so this is Bo Nickel's junior year, and this is his second NCAA title, beating Miles Martin. Freshman year, he lost to Miles Martin in that crazy match, and then this is the year he stuck Miles Martin. The year before that, in the finals in 2017, he beat Gabe Dean 4-3 after everybody thought Gabe Dean was pretty much untouchable, and he kind of stopped his streak, won his national title, and never looked back after that. He went two more undefeated seasons, and so this is Bo Nickel's junior year.
Got to remember his interview after. This is what we do.
Oh.
That was awesome. Come to Penn State to win national titles. But yeah, this is a cool match. I really would enjoy seeing this one. Both of these guys are just so good on their feet and just different aspects. I don't know. I'm going to kick it. Earl, what do you think?
Well, I wanted to reiterate for the Jack and Seth. Jacob asked Greg if he ever wrestled Cale Sanderson. Mm-hmm. And he said how leading up to the Olympics, they brought him in to the OTC to wrestle some simulation matches. And he thinks he lost probably 16-12, which I feel like would be incredible. We're talking about trying to get our hands on footage like that.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. I would have loved to see that match.
Yeah.
I was expecting you to say something like he got smoked.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, he's a very confident guy too. So like I asked him about other guys like Damian Hahn and like other dudes that are in the duel, and he's like, yeah, I beat that guy. Like I beat him every time. And like it just every time he asked about somebody and he got to Cale, he goes, yeah, I lost that one, but it was like I think like 16-12, like really good match. Yeah, I would pay money to get my hands on that match.
That shocks me. Man, I was thinking Bo, but after hearing that, senior Greg Jones versus junior Bo Nickel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm leaning towards Greg. He was kind of probably the best offensive guy of this generation on his feet. We talked about it last time. He didn't really blow people out. So the major decisions, the bonus point, he didn't really tear up the stat sheets like that. He'd win these matches like 10-5, something like that. I think he'd be able to avoid the positions where Bo is strongest and be able to get a couple takedowns.
Greg's also on the one of the short lists of guys that won more national titles than state titles. He won 2 state titles in high school and won 3 national titles. So
did y'all happen to ask or know why he only has 3? Like was he in the NCAA tournament another year?
Yeah, he went I think 2-2 in the 2003 tournament.
Sophomore year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, sophomore year.
Interesting. 2003. Yeah, let's look at it.
I did a podcast with him some years back, and he just said that there's like a lot of pressure, mounting, and he would beat these guys that were ranked 12th in the nation by like 4 or 5 points, and kind of beat himself up for not dominating them, and it just kind of mounted. And he told me a story about getting to the tournament the day before, and just not feeling it and not being able to find a bathroom, and just letting all these little things just kind of build up to him. And he ended up going 2-2. And I think it was Rashad Evans, a UFC superstar, that ended up knocking him out of the tournament when he's wrestling for Michigan State.
Yep, so that's it. I'm looking at it right now. He was the 1 seed. He lost in tiebreakers to Ralph Everett in the first match. And then he went back on the backside, beat a Bloomsburg guy, and then the Northern Iowa guy, Juan, or I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's Hauan, who ended up being the guy that Pendleton teched in the quarters in 05, and then losing to Rashad Evans.
Yeah.
Who won that bracket?
Robbie Waller, and the 2 seed was Chris Pendleton, and he ended up getting 3rd.
Yeah,
Robbie Waller beat Carl Fraunhofer in the finals.
That that definitely sucks. That he wasn't able to get the 4. But like you're saying, like I think something hanging over you that much and like all that stress building up, like it's almost like obviously it sucks that he didn't get to get 4, but I think that losing kind of took all that pressure off of him, and he was able to just wrestle for those last 2 years.
As someone that had a sophomore slump as well, I think that like I was working so hard my freshman year, and like by the end of it, and I didn't get what I wanted, I was like, holy crap, how am I going to keep this up for 4 years? And so I started relaxing a little bit more and not working like as hard as I was. And it really bit me in the butt because I was like, wrestling was my idol. So I was just putting everything in there. And then when I didn't get what I wanted, I was so let down. I was just like, F it, and then I reevaluated, and that's when I got a lot better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So who's going to make the first call here? Because I ain't doing it.
I got Greg. I think that he was just too dominant. Hearing the KO results were honestly absurd too.
I really want to know how the nickel Kale matches go. Obviously that's a different time period, right? Kale's probably still, incredible, probably still doesn't lose to anybody, right? But I think it definitely, I don't know. I mean, who knows? I think that I'm just thinking that the Greg Jones versus Kale match is probably a different. Yeah. All right.
That would have been awesome.
I almost ate crap in my chair. But yeah, I literally just bought new chairs because I broke my other one. So I almost just broke this one. That's great. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, I just think Kale was probably on a different level. And so even if, I don't know. depending on how the Bo Nickel matches are going now, I still think that Kale was probably better that was wrestling Greg. I'm going to go Greg as well. I'm interested to hear how a Nickel Kale match goes now, though. That's my whole point.
I don't know. I don't know now, but I have heard from, early like Taylor Ruth days that Kale and Casey Cunningham would just kind of wreck shop on those guys and like make jokes about where they're going to eat for dinner as they're like pinning them, But
that is awesome. That's hilarious. Yeah. But yeah, I got Greg and Jack's got Greg. Seth, what do you got? Earl's got Greg.
I can't even make a decision on this one, man. I'm like at the point where I just got to flip a coin, but I'll just go with Greg then too. I'm jumping on board.
I gotta yell at Twitter though, because Twitter has 72% Bo Nickel. Like that is the most recency bias vote I think I've seen. Because not saying that it's wrong for Bo to have the Twitter vote, but like it shouldn't be this lopsided. That's insane.
Yeah.
And Greg's not from like one of these Penn State, Oklahoma State, Iowa that has a huge fan base. It's gonna flood the picks.
Yeah.
For sure.
No doubt.
But Greg takes the win, and fortunately gets 2005 another win. But it was not enough to stop this 2018 team from making the finals. So we're going to have the 2018 team. We're going to have Seth Gross in the finals yet again. But yeah, not 19, 9, right?
Yeah.
Trying to make it a little bit nicer for them, but I guess, that's what it is.
I can't believe it. That team is loaded from top to bottom. No holes.
And there's just like so many dudes that were just dominant too. Like the three Penn Staters there, Nolf, Rutherford, and Nickel were just so dominant those years too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you got the two freshman phenoms and Spencer and Yanni.
Dude, it's
and an Olympic champ down there bringing up the end.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Quite a beatdown. I'm gonna take a picture real quick for the folks on social media to get mad about or happy or whatever they want to do. But yeah, that exciting duel, guys. I'm happy that we got to do it and happy that we got a recent team in the finals no matter what. But the other one's going to be super fun as well, and we're going to be doing that one on Thursday morning. It is going to be the number 2 seed 2013 versus the number 14 seed 2004. Got guys on the 2004 team like Troy Letters, Pendleton, Greg Jones, Damian Hahn, Tommy Rollins, Jesse Jansen, a lot of just studly dudes on this team. So it's going to be a fun one too. And is it possible that we see the 14 seed out of 16 make the finals? It is definitely a possibility.
I don't know. That 2013 team is freaking stacked.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know if they're getting past that team.
I don't know, man. Some of these matchups could definitely lean the other way. I'm seeing at least 3 that I'm going 2004 on right off the top of my head. So we'll see which way it goes. But this was fun, guys. And hopefully next show, maybe we'll have some news on a new match on the flow card, whether it be RBY Jack or if Seth decides to step in and
we're wrestling at 70 kilos if that's the case, huh, Seth?
No. I'm just kidding. I ain't that big, dude. I'm like
I'm messing around.
Yeah. No, it'll be fun though either way, and hopefully we get a good one. But that's it from us here at the HMA Fantasy Team, and we're looking forward to this next duel. We'll see you guys next time.
Later, everybody.